Hello, my name is John and I'm the developer of Online Poker Manager. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit about making notes on our hand histories. So if we open up a hand history in our replayer, we have the ability now to be able to add notes to our hand history file. And my thought process behind this was that I could take my hand history file as it is without any notes on it and send it off to one of my friends who could then make notes and send it back to me, and I could see how I could improve what his thought process was in different hands. Or equally, I could add notes initially to my hand history file and send it off to someone else to review, or just to have them look at, and they could also take notes in addition to my notes with their different thought processes, etc. So there's a couple things to understand about how Online Poker Manager works to use this functionality. One of the first things is what Online Poker Manager does when you open up a hand history file. So when you open a hand history file in Online Poker Manager, what it does is it actually converts the native Bodog Bovada hand history file into a file that's specific to the Online Poker Manager software. So if you actually go into your Documents directory in your File Explorer in Windows, what you'll see is, if you've opened up any hand histories, you'll see an Online Poker Manager folder. And what you'll see in there is pretty much every single hand history file that you've opened will get converted into this OLPM file. So this shows these are just all the different files that I've opened in my Online Poker Manager software. So when you take notes, it doesn't actually save them to the Bovada hand history file. It saves the notes into these files. So if you wanted to actually make notes and send the file off to your friends, you could do that by picking out this file and sending it off to a person. So if I take this, for example, and copy this to my desktop, I can now go into my replayer, go into my desktop, and open this OLPM file, which is this file here. So now I'm using the saved version of the hand history file. So the idea behind this is, once you make notes and save it, so let's go to one of my hand histories. Let's go to this. Let's find one where I probably played it poorly and take a look at it. Let's do this King Queen. So I'm under the gun here, kind of early in the tournament, and I decide to raise King Queen. I get re-raised by the UTG +1 who has jacks, and I call. So maybe if I'm looking at this, even if I assumed I didn't know what his cards were, that early in a Bovada tournament, getting 3-bet from under the gun, you may say I want to fold. So you might want to say something like, best play is to fold early in the tourney in early position. What you'll find in a lot of Bovada tournaments is 3-betting usually means people have it. These are not the world's greatest poker players playing in this tournament. So I make this note and then I save it. And what you'll see then is, if I go to my next hand, my notes are gone because this is the next hand. When I go back to the previous hand, this note is now saved within the hand history file that we just showed from the one that I currently have saved to my desktop. So the idea is I could go through my hand history file, make notes, and send it off to someone else who could then also replay this and make their own notes. So one of the things that, to try to make life a little bit easier on some of these, let's go to another one that maybe I've played poorly. Let's go look at this one. I lost 515 chips with ace 6. That doesn't sound like it was a terribly good play there. So yeah, you can hear I'm under the gun, and I decide to raise again. And the small pocket pair calls me. I raise. This guy is not going anywhere, and he re-raises me. So I'm assuming at this point I'm folding. So again, the note, I can probably just copy and paste, saying, don't play weak aces early in position. But you can also pop this up. So clicking that pop button actually allows you to have a floating window that for each of these hand histories, you can just keep going. So if I go back to that one hand history I had before, I think it was hand 29, maybe 27. Yeah, you can here you can see my notes here. So you can keep this up, make notes as you go along. What I also put in as well was this little streets button. If you actually wanted, would basically pre-populates this window with pre-flop, flop, river, and then summary. So you can kind of make notes on each street and make life easier. So just some different options you want. But the whole idea behind this note-taking functionality is that you can do this, and I can actually email this file. This is the actual file. This is from my desktop. I could copy this file now that I have my notes in it, email it to someone. They can use Online Poker Manager, open up this hand history file, and it will show you the same notes that I just typed in. So hopefully that's a feature that if any of you are interested in improving your play like I am, I think it's a nifty little feature that I don't know that a lot of other even more expensive hand history replayers have it. So anyway, if you want some more information on how to use it or any help, feel free to email me at onlinepokermanager@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.